see how business deals go down back. You see how lawyers, you see how they cut people's throat. You see how they steal people's property. You've seen that. That's all I'm telling you. What is so hate for the black man about that? You've seen them do it. You know they do it. You know they're sellouts. You know it. You know that black people sell each other out. You know it. You know it. Yet you let these people don't go to that church. Don't go nowhere near him. Don't let your children go to that school. He ain't for the black man. I tell you, if this wasn't so pathetic, you'd probably rather have 4-stage cancer than have the mind of you people who think Al Sharpton is for you. And I swear, I'm gonna let you go. This don't make no sense at MSNBC. I swear, if I were a New York journalist, New York Times, Washington Post, Wall Street Journal, Fox News, MSNBC, CBS, I would all go on strike until they get rid of Al Sharpton. He's got no business being in the journalistic class. He got no damn business being there. Got no business. I mean, he's a boy preacher. He's still a boy. And he ain't no preacher. But me, I'm James Everett Manning, everybody. I'm the Lord's servant. And don't you ever, 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 ever forget it. Let me just say this. I don't have a dog in this fight. I'm not a Democrat. Definitely ain't that. I'm not a Republican. Sure enough, stomped on ain't that. I'm not a liberal. Ain't gonna never be. And I'm not a conservative. I'm not that. I'm not a red boy or a blue boy. I'm the Lord's servant. Listen, I'm not here in support of Joe Biden and Camelback ain't Black Harris. The last thing on the planet Earth would be I'd be supporting them. I'm not. I don't have anything kind to say about them. I'm not here in support of Trump or any of the Trump supporters. I'm the Lord's servant. I ain't on nobody's side. I'm on the Lord's side. Let's be clear. All right, they'll be calling me a Biden supporter, and I done flipped the wig and this, that, and the other. I did endorse Trump. I'll admit that. I did, but not now.
I just wanted everybody to hear that, because except for the part about supporting Israel and a few more things, he's saying exactly the same thing that we say. He was even talking about the lawyer that can't hardly talk, the old black. Yeah, that's who he was talking about. And although he was making it more humorous, see, it's not him or me or you or all of us and them. If from all the history that you come across, whether it's Quran, the Bible, anybody start telling the truth, there's an automatic anti-truth system. It just goes into full gear. It goes into the gear that it takes to quiet you down and to get rid of you. In Harlem, for the last 100 years, it was always known as a black area. All out in Oakland and everywhere where we have been living has already been taken over in most places and being taken over in others. And for D.C., right here, we're the last outpost. And you could see that they would like to get everything that we own here. You could tell over on 8th Street that they building and they have built, and the one group of people that got behind on their money, somebody gonna buy them whole strips of houses up there. And I think they've been exposed so long, they'll have to start all over probably. If they'd have got them within a year or so, they might have been able to paste over that. The point I'm making is this. The truth is the truth, and the truth tellers are truth tellers. And everybody else wants money and power. And the numbers will always be like that. Just like this preacher was saying, they say this is about y'all, and that, I mean about me, and this. Okay, the story is the same. It's no difference. It's no difference. That don't mean he ain't got his little thing going on somewhere because he's a preacher. That don't mean that he's got to be bad, but there's something going on somewhere. Where us, it ain't nothing going on nowhere but what we say. And in people's lives, they have a chance to choose in a clear way sometimes. Sometimes people just muddle along and they go through, they do this, they go to school, they get a job, they die and they dead. Every now and then you get a conscious choice, to choose, hey, I'm going to do that. Okay. It was never a time when I made that decision to be on the right side. But I've always been on the ethical side. That's why we were so successful in Oakland. Everybody knew it. It just was okay. So ethics or morality is not a problem. That was a couple of times when you're younger, when you are being tested beyond your ability at that time, and you recognize it. And that's why I would leave the country. Because I said, this stuff here is some stuff going on. I haven't got it yet. And I knew it. So I said, I started planning way ahead and collecting money. I mean, 'cause since I was very rich, like on the movies, a guy don't have no more money, and then he got to pull one more job. I already knew from watching them movies, you won't get me like that. So I always had money, but I went on a collecting spree. For instance, I was in the federal court in L.A., and I had this guy, actually his name, he was a Jew. Barry Tarlow was my lawyer. Because I asked the people in Oakland who would be a good lawyer in L.A., because that's where I got the case. And they mumbled around. And my lawyer in Oakland, he told me, he said, you out of our jurisdiction, we can't do, long as I was in Oakland, they got it covered. But when I go into LA and now I'm going from state to the feds, it's out of their hands. But the case was a setup. And I said that they went through all of this to set me up that way, that I said, hey, I'm going to pull back and take me a picture of this stuff. So anyway, in the meantime, I had got something in the letter from the federal government. That you can show the envelope. It's one of them brown envelopes with the color paper they would have going. So the federal thing, you had to have cash bond, mostly. A lot of the feds. So I put up cash bond. Then I said something crazy to the judge, and he put another addition on it. Now, $20,000 was like $200,000 now. So I had to give him another $20,000. That money is adding up. So I got ready to leave, so I went around and collecting, big chunks of money. So I went back, when I went to the court, the last time I say, Your Honor, that little 20,000 you added on my bail, which should be like 35,000, that would be like 350,000 now. But they would charge more than they charge millions now for what I was arrested for. But $35,000 in 1971 was like You know, it was worth 10 times, about 12 times as much as what it is now. You know, so anyway, so I said, Your Honor, I had my good behavior on. I said, I don't, Lord knows what I was thinking about the other day. I said, could you give me my 20,000 back? I got to pay the federal government. I don't have to pay them nothing, but I had a government envelope and everybody knew what's it. And I just held, I said, Your Honor, I had to pay the government back $20,000 and I just gave y'all another 20,000 on bail. I said, would you release that? He said, well, you've upgraded your behavior or something, the old dumb thing. Yes. So I was laughing inside. I was going to leave anyway. It didn't make no difference. So I got that money. So I was going around collecting money. That's when I left money here and I took money with me. And that's why I was able to help everybody everywhere I go, everywhere I went. That was the problem with all of our brothers. Number one, they didn't have no money. So when they got a case and they had to leave the country right away, they was lucky to get away. Then they run down to Cuba and Fidel Castro put the Negroes out in the field cutting cane, and all these are city Negroes. They wasn't from the country like I was. They was from the city. They ain't never, a lot of people don't know what a machete feel like out in that hot sun in Cuba, cutting sugar cane. They done heard about it, but they don't know what happens to your body after about 25 minutes out there in that sun and cutting that cane, big old snakes running down through there from South American snakes, not this little old garter snakes they have here. They running up and down there, you know. So anyway, that's the way they got away. I didn't get away with it like that. Shoot, I got away first class flight. You know what I mean? I just left. Bump y'all. The point is, we've had enough experience here to see the reason I wanted y'all to listen to that's common. We all know that. That black people are going to be stolen from, like they moving everybody out of here, going out to Maryland, and they getting all the houses. I get something every 5 or 6 times a day. They want to buy everything we got. And I'm not selling it. I'm not selling it because of none of that. I'm not selling none of this stuff for certain reasons. Allah did bless me to have some abilities, management abilities. Now, we're getting ready to, well, first of all, just like what we're doing right here, we'll just make a little flyer right now. We'll pass out some flyers as soon as I get it back, and the weather's getting better. At least it'll be all right for the next few days. If my car don't run right, I'll get on the bus and we're just going to places. And we put out these flyers all over. Then on Friday, we come back and we raise funds. We'll do that over and over again. It's going to spread up to Baltimore, down that way. We're just going to do it. I don't know what the people, as soon as we start doing this, that people disappear. There's a couple of more people would come here to programs. The minute we hit the street, they don't make it anymore. They was tired before, too, if they had a job. Or what's the name used to sit over there in the plane right there. Maybe it got a little cold. But he was sitting over there, and he would leave that heater on, like if he just left turn the heater on, and when he was sitting there, and then he would turn it off. I came in there. I came in there after him a couple of times, and the heater was on. So the next time, I just took the heater and put it in the house. I said, "You got to have enough sense to know that that heat over there is hooked to this heat here, and if you turn on the lights and the heat with them little things, that costs money. You know, so we don't have to worry about. We got so much time to get where we're going to go that by the time we get there, we'll be professional at what we're doing. So if it's just us, we'll do this. If they don't want to come, they can stay where they are. The point is, whoever we get, we're going to still be black when we get there, and we're going to still be independent. You can't change one of them. You can't change your color unless you do like Mike rub stuff on you. You'll look like a coon,